Okay, so when you're stressed, what do you turn to? Could it be food, ice cream, TV, maybe even sex? My guest today says those things can be seen as counterfeit comforts and could be preventing you from a true relationship with Jesus. Robia Scott joins us today. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So your story starts off, became a dancer,
yes.
A lot of success, and at 22 years old, the ripe old age of 22.
I had to retire at 22, yes.
Tell me this story of why you decided to retire.
Well, I was the little girl who, like so many little girls, is dancing all around the house and putting on shows for her family. And when I was 12, I saw the movie Flashdance.
Yep.
Do we remember Flashdance?
Yes.
Yes, and I'm not lying. The next day I went and got a big old huge perm.
Oh, yes.
And I cut up my sweatshirts and wore them off to one side and had leg warmers with every outfit.
Jennifer Beals.
Hello, I was dancing around the house doing the moves. And at that point I realized you could actually be a dancer for other people besides for your family. So my family supported me in taking dance class, and very quickly I became a professional at 16.
Wow.
And started doing music videos. This was during the time that MTV was really up and coming, so I started dancing in videos. And then Prince was looking for identical twins to star in his video, and he could not find twins that he liked. So he saw me and another girl, we looked a lot alike. He made us the twins for his album Diamonds and Pearls, and I played the pearl half. So toured around the world, and then after Prince, where can you go?
You've hit the top.
That was the pinnacle.
Yeah.
So that's when I decided to retire and segue into acting.
And so you've been on Beverly Hills 90210. You've been
The
on
original.
The original, of course, the best one. Buffy, you've been on as well. But it was one day at a casting call that you met a woman who you got into a conversation with that changed your life.
Yes, I was on Buffy at the time, and that's when I really started to seek God, because even though, you know, I traveled around the world with Prince, I was on television, I was making a lot of money, I looked like I had it all together, where I was living internally was a little bit different. You know, I was struggling, fearful, anxious, chain smoker, really dealing with body image, which most women deal with, but then being in the industry, it just exaggerates the issue. So I was struggling. So I started looking for answers, and I was looking for God, and being in Southern California where I was, there was, the New Age movement was prevalent. So I got a little bit into that, but I was still chain smoking and still tormented and still struggling. So I was open. And one day at an audition, I don't know how the conversation started, but we started talking about God and this.
You saw a tattoo on the back of her neck.
Yes. Thank you. You know my story.
There.
You know my story better than I do. I saw a tattoo on the back of this girl's neck. She had very short hair, and she walked across the room, and it said, "I am." And I thought, "I am, is that New Age positive affirmations? You know, I am the light." And she said, "Oh no, girl, that's I am the great I am of the Bible." And she pulls her Bible out of her purse. Meanwhile, everyone in the room gets uncomfortable because she starts talking about Jesus. And it's incredible. You can talk about everything. And people are fine, but you talk about Jesus and people get uncomfortable. So she was ministering to me, and she was dynamic, and she had a big personality, and I was just drawn to her. She seemed so alive. So I said, "Do you have a church?" She said, "Yes." I met her there, and over the period of a couple months, I finally made the decision and became a Christian.
So you make this great decision to follow Jesus, accept him into your heart, but then some things start popping up, and bulimia. You become bulimic.
Yes, that had already been popped up.
Right. So resurged.
Yes, I was struggling, and that's what really drove me to God and drove me to Christ, because I was just looking for answers. I was looking for how to get free. Because again, I was so successful, and but there was a dichotomy. You know, where I was living internally wasn't where I wanted to be. So I became a Christian, and I actually thought, well, now I'm a Christian, you know, everything should just magically get better, which it didn't right away. It took a little bit of time.
It works like that, doesn't it?
You know, the enemy comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and he was really out to use, especially the eating disorders, to take me down. And it was one moment in prayer that I cried out, and I said, "Okay, God, I'm in the kingdom, I believe in you." So many other areas of my life, I'm seeing growth, I'm seeing freedom, but this area with food, I still feel in such bondage. So I said, "God, what do I do?"
And God said something interesting to you. I'm trying to find it here. He said, you don't have a food issue, you have a feelings issue.
Yes. So trying to fix my food issue by dealing with the food wasn't really the issue. You know, I was using food to comfort myself when I had other roots that were going on, roots of fear, roots of rejection, roots of abandonment, things that happened in my past. So that's where the Lord really started to unfold it for me and show me. And he really said, if you'll allow me into those roots, the fruit will just take care of itself.
All right, we're going to hear more about those roots and that fruit. Stay with us. We'll be right back.